Yes.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you're able to pick up this snippet into the world of APA. I'm joined by Siobhan Crosby, APA's CEO, and we're going to take a few minutes just to talk to you about the Specialist Recognition Awards that APA offer on 12 specific specializations. Von, why is this important to APA?
Okay, firstly, it's important because each person has their own experience in whatever training, whatever their history is, and it makes it so much easier for clients to be able to find you, which was actually predicted by a poll that I put out last week and was responded to quite strongly. Now, the other reason we do this is because APA is different. APA works on the basis that we don't do tick boxes for everything. Because if you look at a lot of directories out there, they ask you for everything that you are capable of doing, and you just literally tick 28, 38 boxes. The problem with that is that most experienced people know that underneath every single thing out there is grief. But ultimately, the client doesn't understand that, or most of them will not understand that unless they're experienced in relation to a therapeutic process that they've already had. So actually, or even the therapist that they've already had. So having a specialism allows clients to find you very, very, very quickly. Now, we don't just give these out willy-nilly. That's not the way APA will ever work. What we do is we ask you to provide an understanding of that specialist topic. So, for example, mine is sexual trauma. Now, sexual trauma can turn into multiple different things. Now, anxiety, depression, self-harming, bulimia, anorexia. It means that I understand the sexual trauma and I work with where those things take that individual, because it can be anywhere at all. And it's really important to understand that when people are looking for us and want to know what we're capable of doing, if you like, capable of understanding, having that specialist badge gives them that opportunity to be able to pick you out of maybe 20,000 other people to say they know what I've been through.
And it's a start point, isn't it, for that search?
It's when you say start point, yes and no. The start point for me starts with them going to look. The actual availability to them to be able to find somebody and find somebody that understands what they're going through is where those badges actually help, because it instantly tells that person they have proven knowledge of that. And that's why we don't like to just give things out. If we gave things out, people would be, it's jack of all trades kind of thing. Because actually, it's important to be able to show publicly that you understand this particular dynamic of psychology, because ultimately that's what it is.
Yeah. And the directory listing that includes that recognition badge, we're developing, aren't we?
We are developing and growing, and as we develop and grow, chances are there'll be more specialism badges that come out. I mean, I know the age group that I won't work with, because I think it really requires really individual specialist training. I don't actually have the time to do that, and I've got enough clients coming through my door, so I don't really have the desire to go off and learn something about an area right now in my life that is not going to service me or my clients right now. So, but the specialism badges, they actually just, they direct somebody in a narrow way to the person that actually understands them. And the thing that I'm proud of is that every person that requests this has to evidence their knowledge. We won't just give them away.
Yeah.
We refuse to be tick boxes in anybody's world.
Yeah. And when we say that they have to evidence that, the link to that evidence is going to be made public, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because over a period of time, as APA grows and develops, we will, like all processes of beginning a journey, in the same way that clients grow and develop, APA will grow and develop, and we will grow and develop with members by our side. members that really believe in the ethics of what therapy represents. And that has to represent empathy on the deepest, deepest level. Yeah. Because ironically, and this is the thing that I really want to get across to people, the more you have your ability to empathize and tune into what a person is going through, what they've experienced, and how to help them come through that and process that, ironically, it actually leads to more people saying, go to this therapist because they know what they're talking about. Mm. So it's not, in the end, there's a double-edged sword that comes with it, but in a positive way, because the more you understand your clients and the more you're able to work with them, the more that they recognize their own goals and achieve them, and the more that they recommend you, and the more your own private practice increases on the back of that. And I can certainly say that for me. I wish everybody really appreciated that their ultimate work and the success of any private practice is understanding the client and empathizing with that client.
Yeah. And for anyone who's watching this that isn't an APA member, can we reassure them that the recognition award is open to them as well?
It absolutely is open to them, because part of one of our APA criteria and part of our membership is open to absolutely anybody. And one of the main reasons that I believe in this is, if you look at the systems currently, the access to a professionally experienced, qualified individual can take weeks unless you go private. It genuinely can. Mm. So by having a membership that allows you access to a professional within 24 hours, absolute max. Now that could be to talk about anything. As the therapists, we tend to use our supervision in relation to the clients that we're already working with. But as a member of the public, a parent that has an issue with anything, their child, how they're reacting to their children, whether or not they want to use techniques that will help them in their relationship with their child, that professional is there for them to access. And that, for me, I know we label it as an emergency supervision, but it's a supervision hotline. It gives the opportunity for anybody to get an hour's instant advice, or use their full 2 hours up in one go, because it's 2 hours free per annum as part of their membership. Yeah. But 1 hour with one professional can open somebody's mind up to help them appreciate what they really do not see within themselves and really would like to see within themselves or the people around them.
Yeah. So the recognition badges are available to anybody that's working in those specializations, whether they are an APA member, whether they are a therapist, a coach, a counselor in any arena. For members, those badges go as part of your directory listing. And for non-members, it's a support for what you do in a day-to-day working world. The supervision that you mentioned, Von, just very quickly, members get 2 hours free, you mentioned. Mm-hmm. But what if there's a professional that needs that support that isn't a member?
Well, if the professional that needs the support that isn't a member, then it would be really, let's be honest, the systems out there are awful. So getting that access to a professional would be going to a charitable organisation that they can contact. I'm not going to mention any names here. There's enough of them out there. And it's whether or not you have the confidence in that organisation to be able to say that the person you're speaking to at the end of the phone is qualified, experienced to a really high level, whereas our supervisors have extensive experience, and it's a guaranteed extensive experience. So there's no worry about what that person knows and what they don't do, because they've been through our process, and we can guarantee they know what they're talking about. And I think being able to guarantee is very rare in this day and age.
Yeah, and this is why that benefit of coming onto the APA membership makes that that much more sense, because that supervision support is there because you're a member. If you're not a member, then unfortunately you're going to be looking at, as Vonnie says, going down other avenues in order to get the support when you really need it most. So thank you for taking the time to go through that with us, Von. I want to say to everybody that has had a chance to watch this, if you want to get one of the Specialist recognition badges, awards, sorry, then by all means contact us at info@ana.co.uk and we will happily walk you through that process and everything that's involved. Alternatively, you can go to the website and check out the details directly in all of our documents. Everything is transparent. You can see absolutely everything online. For now, a massive thank you. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.